WeCreat got a hold of me and asked me if I'd review their laser. I told them I'd do it on 2 stipulations. Number 1, they allow me to tell you exactly what I think about this laser, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, and they agreed to it. Number 2, I asked them to send one of these lasers to a nonprofit. The nonprofit I asked them to send it to is Two Black Ravens. It was founded by my buddy Adam Schwartz, and this organization helps veterans work through their PTSD and other service-related issues by using art. Head on down to the description. I've got a link there. It goes to their website where you can find a donate button. It's a great organization and it really helps veterans. Now I have it all unboxed, ready to go, and I've actually used it already. But what I want to do is I want to run back real quick and show you the unboxing and show you the one issue that I did find when I unboxed it. So WeCreat builds this as the midpoint laser for beginners and for people who've been doing it for quite a while. So as looking at this online, it has some pretty cool features that I want to check out. Some of the things I do want to check out are the auto lifting bed. It has an HD camera and one-click parameters. So what does one-click parameters mean? Well, they've done all the engraving tests for you. And there's a small picture that shows up in the bottom right-hand corner of the app that they have. And you click on how you want it to look. I'm going to test it out and see if that works. So we're not going to do a traditional engraving test or cutting test today. All right, let's get this thing out of the box and let's get to lasing. Well, I can tell you right off the bat, man, this thing looks pretty. I like that white with the orange top. It looks sharp. I am not sure how to open this. I'll be back. I gotta figure out how to open it. It looks like it's open over here, but it's done up here. So we'll figure this out. There was no apparent damage to the box, but I had a hard time opening it up. You see this? It's crooked right there. It's crooked right there, and there we go. You see it's been, looks like it's been crushed up right there and pushed over. I don't know if this is going to affect the operation of it, but it's needed to check it. It has auto air. This thing is linked to the WeCreat software, and every time you go to cut, it starts up. I was ready to try this out, so I threw a piece of wood on top of the laser bed, went over to the program that you can download off of WeCreat website, threw a daisy in there, and if you look down in the right-hand corner where it says wood, basswood, that's where you get your parameters. And I decided to go a little bit dark on this, so I'm probably going to do 50 and 60%. And you can see my parameters are set now. I get out of there, I hit start. And then once I send it to the machine, I'll hit the button on the machine and it'll go ahead and laser engrave onto the piece of wood.
Wow, that looks really good. To tell you the truth, it looks very realistic, actually. Good job.
So what I really want to show you guys real quick is what happens when I hit the focus button on the WeCreat software. It goes up, it goes over, and the whole machine moves up and down to bring the laser up and down. That is pretty cool. It stops about halfway, realizes it's not far enough, and then it starts going again. Let's try to do some aluminum and some stainless steel. First thing we're going to try is a dog tag and see how it looks.
So you can see here that the piece is just too dark to go in here to be seen by the camera. So I put a piece of paper under it and I'm going to refresh it. And now you can see I've got this there. So we need to change what we're doing it on. Now that we have that, when we click on it, the metal will come up now, and you'll be able to choose which one you want to use.
So that's what this looks like without inverting it. I'm going to invert this and we're going to try this again. That looks kind of good. So that's kind of neat. You can do these for keychains and charge you $4 or $5 each for those. Here's the other one that I did. I told you that I didn't invert. I went to Imager and inverted this one, and it looks really good. So now that we've got the dog tag down, let's go ahead and try just a stainless steel medallion for a necklace. So this thing is off. I'm not sure how to fix that camera so it's not off. It may have just been the lid that got tousled, but for some reason it's a little bit off. The camera calibration is definitely off. So I want to go over here to camera calibration.
Start calibration. So as I read this, they gave me 2 pieces of basswood that are exactly this size. So I'm going to go get those and put those on here and then hit the next step and click start calibration. And you'll see here it is complete. So hit complete and hopefully that fixed that process. We're going to do a couple of experiments to see if it worked.
This is test number 1 after the calibration. All right, so here it is. I think that calibration fixed the issue. So, all right, let's get going. I get asked a lot if these lasers will cut certain colors. Now, realize that this is a blue laser, so you're not going to be able to cut acrylics that are closer to the color of blue. I have trouble cutting on white. I haven't tried it on this laser yet, but this one is a neon green, and it cuts fairly well on this, although I forgot to take off the protective coating on the top and bottom, so you'll see the issue I have with that. All right, let's see if how it came out. Now it'll come out. I just got to mess with this thing right here. So I'm sure by now you know a 20-watt laser is going to cut like a 20-watt laser. It's all about what else the laser can do. And this laser has done a pretty good job at cutting and engraving up to this point. But I'm sure you're done listening to me about that. How about we test out the rotary? So if you look right here, there's a little tiny little hole. And that coincides with the little nub that's on here. And you're going to take it and it helps it so it doesn't flip around. You just put it on there like that. And then there's these 2 screws that come with it. They go in there and in there. Once you get that installed, you just take the plug and put it in right there. It just plugs right in.
Now that we have the rotary set up inside the machine, it's time to get this all done up. What I'm going to do here is we're going to refresh to see if we can pick it up now. I haven't set it over to cylinder, set it over to cylinder. Now we have it there. Now it's time to put the material in. Go to stainless. It's a black tumbler. Confirm. Right here, we're going to put 235 for the parameter. Click out of it. The working area comes up here. All right, I could keep going on this, but what I'm going to do is I already have one done up, and we're going to find that one. And there it is, all set up. Once we get this all set up, we're just going to hit... There it is right there. See if I can get it out without... Actually came out pretty nice.
As always, there's some good points to lasers and there's some bad points. So let's get to it and let me tell you what the bad points were first, and then we'll go over to the good points because I always like ending on a positive note. All right, the first thing is obvious. When I got the machine, it was crushed down on the top. I don't believe that that was the maker's fault. I believe that that was UPS delivering the piece of equipment, and it got crushed because they put something heavy on top. So not really a con for the laser, just a con because sometimes when you get stuff, it comes damaged. Every laser I get these days has the plastic lid that's laser safe. That plastic scratches extremely easy. I really wish that a company would come out and put a hardened piece of plastic or glass over that. Kind of like your phone has your screen protectors. I wish they had one of those for the lid of their laser. It would make a lot of sense and it would help keep it down. It'd still be laser safe, but it would have the scratch resistance to it. Now we'll talk about the camera on the positive side also, but the negative I found with the camera was the background of anything that I tried to laze. You saw it was really dark and I had a hard time seeing stuff. I know I probably shouldn't have put the paper in back of it, but it worked out well and I was sitting right there. But I think it needs to have more light in the box. Maybe take a high-powered flashlight and put it on the top and you'll be able to see the black items a little bit better, or the gray items. The last thing I want to talk about are settings, okay? It's pretty cool they got the one-click settings in there, but I really wish that they had more of them. I don't just use black tumblers. I don't just use black aluminum. I use red tumblers, white tumblers. I really wish there was a way for me to put those settings into the machine, and there may be, but I haven't found it yet. All right, that's it. That's all the bad things I found with the machine. Not very many, not very substantial, but that's what I found. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the pros. Autofocus. I believe the days of the machines that you focus yourself are over. Many of the laser makers are going to autofocus, and I think it's a good thing. I always forget to focus my laser, and I go, why'd this do this? Or the piece of wood burns when I'm doing an engraving because I'm either too close or too far. So I think autofocus is fantastic. It works well with this machine. I like the idea of the one-click parameters. I go over there and I choose what I'm doing the engraving on, and it shows me a cut or an engrave test, and I get to choose which one I want, and it's fairly close when I actually laser engrave with it. So I think that's good. It just needs more of those in there, and I wish they would let me add those myself. Let's talk about the camera. I never knew what I was missing with a camera. I bought a camera from another laser about a year ago and I never hooked it up. Wow. I should have hooked it up because that is amazing. I don't think I want to go back to not using a camera because it's really precise. It gives you what you're looking at, and it really worked well. So setup of this laser was really simple. All I did was plug it in, bring up their app, and it found the laser and it worked great. I did have a little bit of trouble with the Wi-Fi. That's why I didn't show it. I'm still trying to work it out, but I don't think it's the machine because I have this trouble with other lasers. I think it's the internet in my shop and my router. Build Dad Build really hit the nail on the head when he said that the 20-watt laser is a sweet spot. I don't believe you need anything more than 20 watts unless you're going to go to a CO2 laser. This laser right here cuts great, it engraves great, it's the perfect wattage for a laser. Would I suggest you buy this? I could recommend this laser. I think it's a good laser, and I think it'll be a good one for my son to start his little laser business on. So I'm going to give it to him to use and try out and see if he likes it. If you are interested in this, head on down below. They have a little link there that will give you a certain percentage off. I think it's a 10 to 15%. I think it's 15% off. Head on down there, hit that link, go check it out. All right, I appreciate you watching the video, and until next time, stay cool.